Okay, so in today's video I've got week 7 of my 365 days of art challenge. So if you want to see that, then keep on watching. Okay, so I don't know if you've noticed in previous episodes of this, but there have been a few pages of like calligraphy option, like art ones, so I decided to actually do some of them today. So I started off with one that was just like mark making, you know, getting used to the pressures of the brush and everything, and then as you've just seen here, I went on to another one of, you know, testing out different things, and then realised that the Winsor & Newton pens actually leaked through onto the other side of the page. So on that blue one that I did to begin with, the exact same thing happened, and then that happened on like the red one that I did as well. So I very quickly stopped using those, and then decided just to do the calligraphy ones with watercolour for now. I'm either gonna, well, to be fair, I might try and get another couple like brush pens and just see like different brands and see what happens and hope that they don't go through, but I did actually just find it quite irritating that obviously, like, I've bought this art book which tells you to use loads of different mediums, and when you use different pens they literally just leak straight through the page. But anyway, I did those ones. I was going to do maybe a couple more this week, but because of that I kind of didn't really want to. I thought I'd save them for another week when I've either bought another pen that doesn't go through, or I've decided to just do it with these watercolour pens that I have. Obviously because they've got a brush end anyway, technically it's the same as just using like a brush marker, but you're just using paint instead of like ink. So maybe that's the way forward with those, but if anybody has any ideas of what I can use, please let me know, because I would ideally like to do it with like a pen, but yeah, those ones just seeped straight through to the other side of the paper. But yeah, if anybody's got some suggestions, please let me know, and that would be great. I will try them out and then we can do the other calligraphy ones, because the other ones are all like lettering and writing and stuff like that, which, yeah, like I could technically do it with watercolour. The only problem I face is obviously when like the watercolour starts running out and I have to like dip it in again if I'm in the middle of like writing something, or, you know, like doing like the motions or whatever. I've then just got to go over it again, which is just going to potentially make it really messy. So yeah, I'm kind of holding out on the calligraphy ones for now, just until I can kind of find something that is actually going to work, but if not, we will just stick with the watercolour. But anyway, I'll stop rambling on about that. This one is the third one that I did this week, and it's literally almost already over because I've just rambled for however long about a bunch of pens that leaked through. Anyway, this one was just colouring in the lines, and I decided to keep it quite is it monochrome, is that the right word? Yeah, like one colour. So I just did different shades of green, and I thought that looked quite effective rather than making it a rainbow, because I've got rainbow ones anyway, so I thought I would just do like a monochrome one. Yeah, I thought that looked quite effective. And then the next one that I did was this like mark making one. So each box you were supposed to put like different marks inside. So I just used these like the ink pens. I can't remember what they're actually called. The fine liners, that's it. I use these fine liners that I've used for previous ones, just to kind of do different marks. So just, yeah, I tried to do different ones throughout each different box. It did get quite difficult though, because I didn't really know what to do. Like this one I literally did like a cow print almost, if you can call it that, and then just some swirls and like some cross hatches and stippling and whatever else. But overall I did manage to create technically a different pattern in each one, which was quite good. So yeah, those were the ones that I decided to go with in the end. And then this next one was, I can't remember the exact wording of it, but it was something along the lines of like paint or draw something that you saw in nature recently, like from memory, and I decided to paint the sunrise that I saw on the way to work. So obviously with it being like February still, the sunrise is quite, not late, but obviously not like as early as it does in summer. So I was driving to work at like, what time was I driving to work this week? So I was starting work at 7:30, so I was leaving the house at like 5 to 7, and like across the fields I could see like the sunrise, obviously blue skies, but there was loads of like pinks and orange and like purple in the sky as well. So I decided to kind of go along the lines of like how the clouds lined up with each other, and yeah, a lot of red and those sorts of colours, and I really like how that turned out overall. Like, it's very simplistic, very simple, but I do really like the way that it turned out in the end. So this next one that I did was basically just colouring in this pattern, so there was like blues down already, so I just decided to carry on with like the blue effect that was going on, but eventually I ran out of different blues that I could kind of mix together, which sounds ridiculous because I could have just mixed more, but I decided I didn't want to do that, and I just went with like greens and purples as well because I thought they would match with like the blue that was going on. So it's predominantly blue with like a little bit of like purple and green in there as well. I did kind of want to stick to the blue thing, but as it kept going I just felt like there wasn't going to be enough variation if I just kept doing like blues constantly, because there would just be like the same blue would end up next to the same blue. So I mean, how many times can I say blue? Quite a lot apparently. But yeah, I decided to put some some purples and greens in there as well. As you can see now, I've just kind of cut ahead a little bit. Yeah, I decided to put some purples and greens in just to kind of put a little bit of variation in, and with the greens put in like a little bit of contrast, and I am actually quite glad that I did that because I think it looks really cool in the end. So yeah, I'm glad I didn't keep it just blue. But anyway, the next one I did was this page, which was basically like, it said on there to call someone and then just doodle, but I just kind of doodled. I work in an office anyway, and that's basically what I do all day anyway, and then my phone died while I was recording this, so there was a little chunk that kind of missed out there, but yeah, like I was saying, I work in an office anyway, so I doodle a lot when I'm on the phone, and this was just sort of like the go-to stuff that I normally doodle. I draw a lot of 3D shapes, as you can see I'm doing now. I draw a lot of flowers, and I do a lot of like I don't know, just like spiral scribbles, little patches of flowers and like weird star things. Yeah, that's kind of just what I do. And then just here, like I do every week, just marking off the tracker of the ones that I did this week, and as you can see, it's filling up quite nicely now. So that was week 7 of my 365 days of art challenge. If you enjoyed it, make sure to let me know, like, comment and subscribe, and come back next Sunday for week 8.